Listen, sometimes you can't heal a festering wound by just putting a band-aid over it. You've got to rip that bastard open, flush out the pus, and let the air hit it. And yeah, it stings like hell, but avoiding it, that's like duct taping over a gas leak. Looks fine for a second until boom, it blows up in your face at the worst possible time. See, everyone's taught to stop the storm before it starts. Don't cry, calm down, stay in control. But trauma doesn't give a flying fuck about your calendar or your comfort. It's like a wild animal you've locked in your basement. It's not dead, it's pacing, waiting. The longer you keep it caged, the meaner it gets. So what we're doing here, we're not just cracking the basement door. We're going in there with a flashlight, poking the bear and saying, "All right, motherfucker, let's finish this dance." Because when fear hits its peak, and you stay with it, something magical happens. It burns itself out. Like a fire that's finally run out of wood. Why does this work? Your nervous system, it's a self-organizing loop. Trauma, it's like frozen electricity in the wires. Stuck energy that can't complete its circuit. Neurobiology says emotions, they have a half-life if you don't resist them. Traditional Chinese medicine says blocked qi must move. Psychology says incomplete emotional strategy loops endlessly until they're done. So the paradox is trying to avoid the pain keeps it alive. Letting yourself feel the full punch in the gut, that's what sets it free. How do you already do this? Think about the last time you cried your guts out. Not the little polite sniffles, but the ugly cry, where your face is blotchy and you sound like a dying walrus. Remember how afterwards there was this deep calm. That's not an accident. That's your body saying, finally, you let the storm pass. Now I can reset. Or when you had that screaming fight, not the silent resentment game, but the loud, honest, brutal fight that ends with both of you breathing like you just ran a marathon, and suddenly you feel lighter, closer, clearer. That's completion. You already know this. You've already tasted the medicine. We're just making you consciously choose it when it counts. So how can you do this in new ways? Next time fear hits, instead of trying to breathe it away immediately, invite it in, name it. Feel where it lives in your body. Amplify it, like you're turning the volume knob up to 11. You're not doing it to torture yourself. You're doing it to let it burn through. It's like pulling a splinter out. You've got to push in before you pull it free. The trick, you stay grounded. Like a tree in a hurricane, roots deep, unshakable. The wind screams, but you're still there. Why is this so important? If you don't do this, your life becomes a series of avoiding landmines. You start building your whole world around not feeling things. You choose jobs, relationships, and habits to keep you safe, which is really just keeping you numb. But here's the karmic bitch slap. What you avoid doesn't just stay still, it grows, like interest on emotional debt. Do this though. Actually finish your emotional processes, and you become untouchable. You stop being afraid of feelings. You stop being afraid of other people's feelings. You can walk into someone's emotional hurricane, stay calm, and lead them out. That's leadership. That's healing. That's fucking freedom. So what stops you? You're afraid you'll drown in it. Afraid, if you let yourself scream, cry, rage, or shake, you won't come back. Afraid people will judge you, think you're weak, think you're too much. But here's the deal. That fear is like the guard dog that barks at everyone. But when you actually step toward it, you realise it's chained up. The emotion isn't here to kill you. It's here to finish its job. Here's where it gets fun. When you intentionally poke the emotion, your mind goes, wait, aren't we supposed to avoid this? That little moment of confusion, it cracks open the back door of your brain, and in that gap, you can lead it somewhere new. Like a magician doing sleight of hand, you distract the conscious mind just long enough to slip in the upgrade. And once it's in, you start running the new code without effort. If you ignore this, you'll be 80 years old, still flinching at the same shit you were afraid of when you were 8. Face it now, and you break the chain for good. That's the cause and effect. That's the price tag. One path costs you your aliveness. The other costs you comfort for a few minutes and buys you your freedom. So from now on, you're the one who doesn't run from storms. You're the one who stands in the middle of the chaos and stays cool as fuck. You're the one who can feel anything, guide anyone, and keep your centre. Because emotions are waves, and you're the fucking ocean. And as you hear this now, your nervous system remembers what it's like to complete the loop. To let the energy rise, peak and dissolve. You've done it before. You can do it again. And every time you do, you get stronger, freer, more alive.